Hi, welcome to today's tasting note. I was sent 5 samples by one of my potential suppliers, and I thought, rather than learning about them, finding out what price they are, and so on, I'd just do a tasting, and then basically say what I think the wines are worth, without actually knowing a thing about the producer, whether they're big, small, whether the wines are organic or anything. So we're going to kick off with this Brume de Monti Pinot Grigio from the Veneto, 2018 vintage. What's the alcohol strength on it? 12% alcohol. And wow, off the nose, immediately you're getting this. It's almost a sort of floral, fruity, sweet, apricot-y sort of aroma. It's just this very light cut grass and sort of, it's almost, I think it's sort of peach skin, that sort of aroma from it. The palate's fine. It's got that sort of very almost sort of pencil leady, almost sort of lemon pith sort of thing. It's, I mean, I think it's cheap Pinot Grigio. I'd say it's probably going to be about £8 retail. That's probably what it's worth. It's not really, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly well made, clean, tasty enough style of wine. It's just not my bag, really. Yeah, it's just fine. But 84 points for that, I think. It's not particularly sort of singing to me. So Pencaro from Martinborough, 2018 vintage. Nothing really on the back label about it. I remember years ago trying these wines, but you know, you're talking 10 years ago now, so I can't really remember anything about them. Off the note, oh, that's actually quite pretty. It's much more muted than your Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs, which you'd probably expect from Martinborough. It's sort of grassy, gooseberry, and then it's just nudging into cat pee, but strangely not in an unpleasant way. Acidity's a little hard for me. It's just a bit sort of, it's a bit too much for me, but I think with maybe a year or so that will calm down. The palate's nice, fresh, citrusy. You get more of that gooseberry. Perfectly nice Sauvignon Blanc. I must go to 88 points. It's it's more my style of Sauvignon Blanc than a lot of Marlboroughs are. But I think it's you know, I think this is sort of £15 wine. The question I'd ask is, what else could you get for that? I think it's you know, if you like Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs, if that's your thing, I don't think you're going to particularly care for this. And similarly, if you like Loire Sauvignon Blancs, this isn't going to be your thing either. It's in a sort of middle ground, but I like that middle ground. So yeah, 88 points for this. This is nice, well-made wine, very clean, very balanced, and yeah, delicious. We'll move on to their 2015 Chardonnay. Actually, I'm not going to do that next. I'm just going to have a quick... Yeah, I'm going to do this one first. This is Regis Boucabi, Côte de Roussillon 2018. 13% alcohol. You're getting a sort of creamy, chalky start, and then there's this soft sort of key lime pie sort of thing coming through. And then you're getting a wee zip of that of sort of a really sort of bitter, almost burnt lime element to it. Soft, very elegant wine. Nice, nice sort of slightly creamy texture to it. The fruits there, it's a combination of things like your usual citrus fruits, but it's also got this sort of fresher, sort of green pea, sort of pea pod sort of thing. I like that. 89 points for that. This is a lovely wine. I hope it's around about the sort of 12-13 pounds. If it is, this is a really great, lovely wine. On to the Pencaro Chardonnay 2015. Now, I was drinking Ansfield Chardonnay a few days ago, and that's from Marlborough, and it's a lovely, lovely wine, quite an oaky style. And this is having that oaky element as well. It's a little bit more honeyed, and then there's a bit more of the sort of woody aspect rather than that sort of vanilla sort of burnt buttery thing. It's a bit more actual wood on there. Nice, good acidity actually. Really, really balanced acidity. The thickness of the palate, the sort of stone fruits, core fruits, sort of peary characters coming out. They're all nicely, harmoniously balanced. I hope this is in the sort of mid to high teens. If it's more than that, it's up against some stiff competition. Maybe not from Martinborough, but it's certainly up against some other Kiwi competition. Good one. I'm going to score this 90 points. I think that's worth it. It's a very, very tasty one. Final one, and the first and only red. Back to Regis Bukabi. Probably something like that for the pronunciation. I'll give it a quick rinse. So this is their Côte de Roussillon Red, 2017 vintage. Off the nose immediately a sort of cream and fruit, sort of cherry compote mixed with cream. There's almost a sort of a hint of cloves or cumin or something like that on it. Kind of reminds me of some of the southern French wines that we used to stock at odd bins sort of 17 years ago, that were sort of fiver then. So I'm hoping this isn't more than sort of 12 just on the nose. That's the thing. It's nice. There's quite a grip of tannin there. I mean, they really do sort of kick you a bit. It's got a bit too much tannin for me. And it needs more time. That'll go, but I'm not certain the fruit will hold out for it. I think it needs a little bit more of a almost. It needs a bit more oomph behind it. A little less acidity. It's quite a crisp wine, and I think that crispness plus the tannin masks what could be some really quite nice fruit behind it. 85 for this. It's not singing to me really. So yeah, I'm not overly keen on that. Best wine of the day, definitely Pencaro's Chardonnay. That's a really nicely made wine. Don't know what the price is. This is the caveat. When I score, I always sort of factor in price, because I think that's important. You know, you know, it's very easy to sort of go, well, this wine is, you know, 97 points, but if it costs £500 a bottle, it's not really relevant. Whereas a 97 pointer that costs you 20 quid is something you should really pay attention to. So without knowing what the prices are, I hope that that's in the sort of mid to high teens, and then it's worth 90 points. This is good. I like this. I might stock it. We'll see. See you soon. Toodaloo.